Marvel and Disney dropped the first poster and trailer for the upcoming Ms. Marvel series, and after seeing the trailer, I could not be more excited for the series. What's up, Nerdgenic Nation? Superhero nerd Aaron Waller here, and today we're talking about the Ms. Marvel trailer. Now, if you want to get to know a little bit more about the character before the series, make sure to check out my History of Kamala Khan video right here on the Nerdgenic channel. But without further ado, let's start by talking about the poster. It shows Kamala Khan sitting on a streetlight and looking out over the city of New York from New Jersey, which is great for several reasons. Number one, she's actually from Jersey City, so it tracks that she would be looking at New York from across the bay. And also number two, the poster essentially recreates one of Ms. Marvel's comic covers, specifically Ms. Marvel number 5 from 2014. To me, I think it's so great when movies are able to recreate iconic scenes from comic books like the Cap v Iron Man fight from Civil War. I don't think it's quite the same level, but I appreciate the attention to detail nonetheless. Plus, it gives us a good idea to what we might be seeing in this series beside the trailer. And speaking of the trailer, let's talk about that. So first thing is the immediate vibe I get with the music, Marvel logo, speech bubbles, and overall imagery throughout the beginning of the trailer. It reminds me a lot of Into the Spider-Verse or even Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, both of whose styles I loved, and I think it really enhances the feeling of the comic leaping off of the page and onto the screen. Though I'm not really sure if this is something that they're fully committing to for the entire series, or if it'll just be in the beginning, or if it's just in the trailer. But I genuinely hope that this is something that they will continue to bring about in the series. I know it might not be for everyone, but I think it really sells the fun and getting into the mind of a teenager. I also really liked how we get to see Kamala's struggles with various pressure, whether that be at home, at school, trying to fit in, and just generally fit in what she actually wants to do. It's essentially a coming of age story, but I think with her family dynamic and what eventually happens to her, it will only broaden the impact of the show and make it more relatable to a lot of people, and especially kids and teenagers. But in regards to the more fantastic and over the top things like her powers and abilities, I feel like I'm not quite sold on them. In the comics, Kamala gets her powers after being exposed to the Terrigen bomb and becomes a polymorph. Essentially, her cells manifest mutable properties and allow her to elongate and extend her limbs, torso, neck, and various other body parts to great distances, as well as give her the ability of size alteration so she can be really big or even really small. In the show, however, she seems to come into possession of some kind of bracelet that gives her powers more similar to her idol, Captain Marvel, and being able to give her various energy, or more specifically cosmic energy related powers. Now, I knew that there were going to be changes to her power set for the show, but I didn't realize just how drastic some of those changes would be. Mind you, they do have her throw a punch with the enlarged hand like the comic book counterpart, but it's obviously not the same with this totally different power set. To be honest, I'm very torn on it. I like that they're aligning her a little bit more with her idol Captain Marvel, but at the same time I feel like that they're changing the character so drastically that they're beginning to take away a majority of what makes the character's abilities so unique, especially at a time when there aren't any other MCU characters like her at this point, as the Fantastic Four's Reed Richards hasn't even been introduced yet, though it could very likely happen in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, so maybe that's why they're putting it off. But I feel like they're focusing a lot more on the character and less on her powers, which is hopefully going to be the right choice in the end. Either way, I'm excited to see what Ms. Marvel will have to offer when it releases on Disney Plus on June 8th, which you know we will be doing a watch party for, but first we'll be doing Moon Knight and Obi-Wan Kenobi. But before we go, I want to hear from you in the Nerdgenic community. What did you think of the Ms. Marvel trailer? Are you excited for this series? And what do you think of the power set change? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, be sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell notification so you miss out on any future content. And also be sure to give us a follow across all social media platforms at Nerdgenic so you don't miss out on any special news, announcements, or articles at nerdgenic.com. And if you just so happen to want to be a very kind citizen of the Nerdgenic Nation and support us even more, make sure to check out our recently launched Patreon, where you can come and help us to make sure this channel only continues to get better. But in the meantime, if you want even more video content from us, check out these videos on screen, like my recent videos talking about the Batman, or for a change of pace, check out Ash's most recent anime video right over here. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it, and we hope to see you in the next video.